Picture this. A groundbreaking film that the entire Hollywood establishment was convinced would crash and burn at the box office, only to emerge as a massive cultural triumph. That's the riveting backstory of George Lucas's pre-Star Wars gem, American Graffiti, a story that not only redefined nostalgia in cinema, but also challenged the industry's assumptions about what audiences truly crave. But here's where it gets controversial. Was this success a stroke of genius foresight by Lucas, or simply a lucky break that exposed Hollywood's short-sightedness? Let's dive in and unpack this fascinating tale, step by step. So even if you're new to film history, you can follow along easily. American Graffiti, released in 1973, couldn't have been more different from the epic sci-fi saga that would later catapult Lucas to fame. While Star Wars whisked viewers away on interstellar adventures, this earlier work zoomed in on a simpler, more grounded narrative. A group of teenagers cruising the streets of a small town on a single evening, with two of them preparing to head off to college. It wasn't flashy or action-packed, far from it, yet it tapped into a powerful undercurrent of longing for the 1950s, a decade filled with hot rods, drive-in movies, and the infectious energy of rock and roll. For many baby boomers, this film echoed the innocence of their youth, much like the TV show Happy Days would later capture. Thanks to stellar word-of-mouth buzz and glowing reviews, American Graffiti not only defied expectations, but became a sleeper hit that resonated deeply with audiences seeking a trip down memory lane. The journey to the screen wasn't smooth, to say the least. After Lucas crafted his initial script treatment, he teamed up with producer Gary Kurtz to pitch the idea to various studios. Rejection after rejection followed. Studios simply didn't see the potential in a low-stakes story about suburban teens. In one telling interview with IGN, Kurtz recounted how they had a 2-film development deal with United Artists, but the studio flat-out disliked the script and backed out. Undeterred, the duo approached Universal Pictures, who showed some interest, but even then they needed a heavyweight ally to sway the skeptical executives. Enter Francis Ford Coppola, fresh off the blockbuster success of The Godfather. He agreed to lend his name as a producer, rescuing the project from the fate of becoming a mediocre TV movie. His involvement was a game-changer. Universal initially allocated a modest $600,000 budget, but bumped it up by $175,000 once Coppola signed on. Still, doubts lingered. Even after filming wrapped, the studio seriously contemplated burying it on television instead of theaters. Coppola intervened again, persuading them to give it a theatrical run. And this is the part most people miss. Without that push, we might have never seen American Graffiti shine as brightly as it did. Marketing the film proved to be another hurdle, highlighting a broader controversy in Hollywood. How do you sell a movie that lacks big-name stars or explosive effects? Universal was baffled. As Kurtz explained in the same IGN chat, the studio screened it for exhibitors who loved it, but the marketing team scratched their heads, wondering, how do we promote a film with no recognizable faces? The solution was unconventional and risky. They launched it in just one theater each in New York and Los Angeles, banking on strong critical reviews to build momentum across the country. It was a gamble that paid off spectacularly. Made on a shoestring budget under $1 million, American Graffiti raked in over $140 million worldwide, proving that sometimes a relatable story beats flashy spectacle. Part of its appeal lay in its authentic portrayal of 1950s culture. Think cruising in classic cars, catching a flick at the drive-in, and blasting tunes on the radio. Notably, young actor Ron Howard, who starred as one of the teens, had just filmed a pilot for a sitcom that morphed into Happy Days. His charming performance here, as a character not unlike the show's Richie Cunningham, helped convince ABC to greenlight the series, creating a symbiotic boost between film and TV. The film's success extended beyond box office numbers. It earned 5 Academy Award nominations and left a lasting imprint on pop culture. It showed how nostalgia can bridge generations, inspiring countless coming-of-age stories. But here's where it gets controversial again. Critics and audiences alike hailed it with near unanimous praise. It's still sitting at a whopping 95% on Rotten Tomatoes today. Kurtz remembered attending the New York premiere and sensing the electric vibe in the audience, which soon translated into rave reviews that bolstered Universal's confidence. No longer treating it as a second half of a double bill in pre-sold territories, studio head Lew Wasserman ordered a rethink, shifting to a word-of-mouth strategy that let the film grow organically. It performed even stronger in later weeks, peaking in its 10th and 15th, a testament to sustainable buzz over instant hype. All this came totally out of the blue, as Kurtz put it, turning a doubted project into a benchmark for underdog triumphs. In the end, American Graffiti teaches us that Hollywood's instincts aren't always spot on. Sometimes the movies we least expect to succeed are the ones that connect most profoundly. Do you agree that studios often underestimate quieter character-driven stories like this? Or do you think Lucas just caught a wave of timing that others missed? Was Coppola's role the unsung hero, or should the credit go entirely to the film's nostalgic charm? If you've seen American Graffiti, how does it hold up today? Let's hear your takes in the comments. Do you side with Hollywood skeptics, or do you believe in the power of unexpected hits? Share your thoughts and spark a debate.